Yeah, so you're the brain here.
I'm the brain.
Yeah. We're playing Alicia from Russia.
Pawn.
That's Virgin. Huh? You got new names every day.
Bishop. Who?
His username is Chess Virgin.
Chess Virgin.
But there's a recent article featuring Alexander Lenderman saying he would like to be. He was trying to be a virgin until but now he's thinking maybe he shouldn't be or something like that. Like I heard, I think virgin before 2700, something like that.
Okay.
There's an article.
Too much information.
It's an article published at the Webster. He went to university.
I know.
And he was saying, maybe he'll pick up some more life experience there. It's a good article.
Okay.
You're like, okay, but I don't want to hear anymore.
My life is now complete. What do you want me to say?
Did you also do that?
Knowledge.
Did you also do that? Virgin until top 10?
No, I did not. Funny you should ask. I didn't. Night. Good. King.
I might go for that. It might help me play better. I smell popcorn.
I do too. And it has a very, very distinct...
Amon, that smells good.
Buttery smell.
Yes.
Last one, he burnt horribly. Pawn. Last one, that last batch, man. I mean, we had to open up the doors, the windows. It was rough. Pawn. Upon my word.
Alrighty.
Dama. Knight.
Knight c6 or knight d7. Which one is going to be better on the king side? So knight c6, knight e7, g5, knight d7. I'll go knight c6.
King.
So Yasser said, put your king. What was the rule?
I mean, it was only a week ago.
Yeah.
I mean, how could you be expected to remember?
Because I don't follow your rules.
Yeah. No, it wasn't my rule. It was Edward Goofeld's. I was just sharing. Okay. Open Discord. I agree. The Yasmanian Devil. Hey, I like that.
I like
the
that
Yasmanian Devil. I
like that.
I can respect that. Pawn.
I was waiting for you, dude.
Dude, pawn. Yeah. Yeah, so if you could play chess with any chess player in history, who would it be and why? Well, Bobby Fischer, because he was so inspirational to just everybody of my generation. Bobby, I spoke with Bobby Fischer. I had dinner with him and hung with him for an entire day, analyzed chess, but we never played. We analyzed together.
Dude,
and what?
You're not supposed to play.
Oh, sorry. Well, you were not mic'd up, dude.
You're ruining the beauty of the position.
Yeah, so you need to write a book with those stories. Actually, I really do. Seriously, it's not a joke. It's like there's a marvelous, marvelous oral history. And I just think it's shameful that people like, for example, Boris Spassky, you don't just sit down with Boris Spassky for like 3 hours and just put a video and say, how you doing, Boris? What are you going to tell us about today? And what stories that guy could tell. I mean, he's played in world championship matches, and he never, as far as I know, he wrote a book. Bravo. He never wrote a book. And Miguel Najdorf. I mean, this guy was a bridge from Garry Kasparov to Alexander Alekhine. I mean, like
why didn't Spassky? I'd loved. Yeah, it's a pity.
I mean, the guy would have been just great as far as I'm concerned, and it's just night. It's just like tragic in my view that we don't have more. And Bobby Fischer, like, okay, Bobby really was off his rocker at the very end, pawn. But again, I think that he could have done a lot more than just my 60 memorable games. I got to tell you.
That's true. No, some of these things should be passed on.
Exactly. And pawn.
Rookie mistakes. Thank you for the 5 months.
Hey, that's nice. Yeah. But it's not just Miguel Najdorf and Boris Spassky. I mean, there's just a whole lot of players where I think that the technology of today, just like the streaming channel, like, could you imagine that Boris Spassky just
he did on WCN for a month. Ironically, Boris Spassky did stream. WCN tried this.
World Chess Network.
World Chess Network had Spassky on for a bit.
Fantastic.
And so this was when I was a kid.
So you could see Boris Spassky.
No, you could hear him and you could watch him play. It was mainly audio. But yeah, they did do something a long time ago. Hey, Eric Charnesky, happy Monday.
Okay, well that's good. Queen. Yeah, well, I would love when I think about just any elderly grandmaster today, Yuri Averbach, for example, Bishop, and I just Rook, like what we're doing right now. I mean, boy, you can learn all about my personal life. You can ask questions.
They know too much about me.
Yeah, too much information, right? But I'm saying that biographies weren't allowed. Like, what do you know about Paul Morphy? You know his games. You know virtually anything about his family. It's tough, right? Pawn. Years. And I would love to. I would have loved to learn more about Paul Morphy. I mean, we do have some of his letters and stuff. Rook. But yeah, in principle, you couldn't find out much about the guy's personal lives.
Yeah.
Tigran Petrosian was married to Rona. Come on, Casey. Rook takes f5. Rook. Dude, pawn.
As you wish, Commander.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. The best tournaments are wherever the organizers love chess. I mean, they just love chess. Then you just feeling right at home. She went where?
She went queen to e1.
Okay. Okay. This is kind of awkward, but okay. Pawn.
Yasser's making me think. I'm gonna go for this one.
Exactly, but it is. That was the one I had in mind, but it's kind of awkward, right?
Yeah.
It's not. It's not completely awesomely clear. Now, let's see. Okay.
James thinks so. 28 months.
I'm gonna let you figure it out. I'm gonna let you figure it out. Rook.
Okay.
I guess that's the logical move, right? Because we weaken the square.
Right.
I mean,
yeah, that's where the flow is.
Right.
We're playing a 1300. They're playing pretty well.
For a 1300?
I mean, I tell you online.
They're just pushing us to the max,
Yes.
right? I mean, can we do it?
Well, you don't add the ratings of us. We divide by 2. That's how we get to 1300.
That's why it's such a close game. Yes. Rook. A close match. You take our rating, divide by 2, and you're getting a fair approximation of our playing strength when we're doing it together. Oh. But we try.
We try.
We're trying really hard.
So we just reached 4,300.
Oh, we finally just got our heads
above water,
just a little bit above.
And
that's sweet. By the way, that's a
record.
That's a record.
That's a record. That's
okay, we're pushing the streaming record for the chessbrah.
Hey, chessbrah.
Bishop. Hey, chessbrah's in the Bishop.
She helped sponsor a couple of years ago, but we didn't play. We just didn't perform. You know, the roster was solid, but we didn't perform.
Gotcha.
But chessbrah has supported the lineup.
Well, thank you to chessbrah. She not just the lineup, but our stream. She's done so much. Bishop. Oh, let me check out the. Eric, will you be the world champion?
I got roasted.
She's like, chessbrah just roasted you. What the heck?
I know. She said,
what?
I played like shit.
Well, chessbrah, pull your punches. Why don't you? Come on. Damn.
It's rough, but hey, that's part of.
Let me just wipe you out. Poor guy is really taking some shots.
But it goes by performance. I think it comes with the territory.
Yeah.
You win, you get all the glory. You lose. I think it's an important part of sports is that happens.
Yeah.
So I'm okay.
Yeah, you respect.
I respect it. It wasn't my best day in the office.
Okay. Will you make a bishop?
Chess is a romantic game. You take your time. You calculate. It's not just move
Piece
here
and there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We got 9 minutes. She's got 7.
Yeah, but I'm afraid what's going to happen when we got 5 minutes.
Pickled Pond, thanks for gifting the sub. That's true.
Our performance is going to nosedive like cliff diving. What?
You said bishop.
I did. But why does the bishop attack there?
You don't get it. See, Yasser can't see a couple moves ahead. I'm threatening bishop e3. Man.
I know.
Well, then that's your answer. That's your answer.
But I wanted to hit f2 right away. Bishop f8 to c5.
b4.
And and then a5 and
a3.
Yeah,
no, but that's what I was calculating. That's exactly what I was calculating.
Okay, well at least you saw
like my move.
Okay.
I saw it. Well, you said, why are you thinking? Well, because bishop f8 and bishop h6.
Okay, so you took our pawn. We're going to take pawn.
Yeah, because technically, if you said bishop, I'd probably go here, but we'll take that. This looks good for us.
It does.
You're complaining even though we got a good position.
Will Nakamura ever play for the World Championship? Your take first.
Oh, well, there's no real take there. I used to watch First Take, but no, there's no take. No, not that. There's a lot of people who I'd say no to.
Right.
Hikaru's a quick no, but so are some other players. I mean, top 10 is not even enough.
Just a quick
no.
no.
He has to be candidate first, and and a lot of guys, even MVL hasn't qualified for the candidates. Like,
I know.
Can't even talk about MVL being a contender, not even making the candidates.
Good point.
He is going to be, over 30 next cycle. So he's missed like four cycles in his 20s as a top player. I mean, it's tough for a lot of people. So not just Nakamura. I mean, there's a lot of guys. I mean, I think Ding and Fabiano make a strong case.
Right.
Because they actually hold their number 2, number 3. In the last few years, we've had Wesley go up there. We've had Mamedyarov.
Shaq,
we've had Shaq. They fall down on that consistency for, they're lacking. But you see Fabi, you see Ding,
Queen.
I think there's quite a few people. It's like, no, but Hikaru, it's not on his side either.
So you think, first of all, time's not on his side, and
Time's not on his side.
Yeah, like he's missed too
32
many
this year.
Too many cycles.
But he's also not in his classical prime. He's not getting worse, but he's also not winning tournaments or demonstrating like superiority over his peers.
Do you think his streaming is an indication of that? That he's cashing out, or is he doing?
I think even if you're studying all the time, there's a lot of guys who might be training who I still might say no. I mean, MVL just plays chess, and he's like it's not clear at that level how much is needed. Like, is it studying that's needed, or is it like I don't know, more exercise? I don't know, but at that level, it's hard for me to really figure out because I'm sure he's tried it. He did it. He in fact, he might have overtrained last time he played the candidates. Remember? He pulled out of some tournaments and he really said everything's going to the candidates.
Right.
I'm talking about Hikaru, and he felt like he sort of crashed at that event, like he could have done better.
Right.
But he definitely dedicated himself to it because I remember he pulled out of a bunch of events. What do you think about Nepo as a contender? By the way, what move did you suggest?
I said queen. Okay. I said queen.
Okay.
I didn't suggest a move. I suggested a piece. Move the dama. Thank you. 88. What?
What?
You don't you know like Alekhine's gun?
I have a diagonal.
The diagonal. Alekhine's gun. You put the queen on f7. You put the bishop e3. The young lady shakes our hand.
You taught me about like good squares and prime squares, and to me, I get my queen to d4. I protect everything, and I entertain threats.
You can't argue. That's a good. I mean,
I'm not cultured.
If you're going to explain it so well, I mean, that's pretty optimal. I like it. I thought queen f7 with the idea rook takes
queen f7, rook here.
Rook there.
But you get my idea too, right?
But then it was bishop e3.
I agree, but you see my idea.
Of course.
I'm going to put my queen on d4, and it's total paralysis.
Right.
So they're both similar.
Right. Just a different approach. I mean, sometimes.
So what about Nepo?
Nepo.
He's starting to play, better than. I mean, he's improved the last couple of years.
It's very, very hard for me to judge. First of all, I don't know him personally. I'm really, really impressed by the guy. He plays extremely fast, but there are other idiosyncrasies that he has that are a little bit off-putting. Like he can come to an interview and he can say, "I gave up on the tournament. I blundered in round 1, so I'm not really thinking about chess anymore." It's like, what? So he does have some shortcomings, let's put it that way. But I think he's an extraordinary talent.
After bishop d5, rook takes f2. Well, rook takes f2 is the current threat.
Right. That's what she has to deal with, because if you take rook f2, queen f2, at the end, we've got this move bishop e3. And that's what she's puzzling over. How is she going to handle that bishop e3 when it comes landing?
Yeah. Even rook e3, rook f2, bishop e3 might still crush, but yeah.
Yeah, something very, very similar. Yeah. Okay. How chess changed your life, Yasser? Well, dramatically. I mean, essentially, my father's Arabic. He had my life all wonderfully planned, probably before I was born, including my education. I wanted to be a doctor, a medical doctor. I just thought that was the greatest calling in life. And I was going to go to the University of Washington, which has a very, very big medical school. Rook. And I remember signing up for the courses, and the guy said it'll be $2,500 for the tuition, and that was perfectly fine with me. And something came over me, and I said, "Oh, and by the way, do you know I'm the champion of Washington State for all ages?" And the officer said, "Wow, that's wonderful. That and $2,500 will get you admission." I mean, like, no respect at all.
That's my
no. Rook. So I decided to take a sabbatical from school for 1 year. I won the World Junior Championship and got a Grandmaster norms and titles. And then I got to work with Victor Korchnoi, and I just thought that was wonderful. So it just totally blew me off track. I was going to be a doctor. It was 100% for sure. No ifs, ands, or buts. Bishop. And I became a chess grandmaster instead. I think that happened to numerous people, including people, for example, like Rubinstein, Akiba Rubinstein. He was going to the seminary for temple. He was going to be a rabbi and discovered chess. Went from rabbi to grandmaster. What can I tell you? Now it's $50,000 per year. Thank you, MJ Court. You're absolutely right about that.
But now they have scholarships for chess players.
Yes, and that's a chess player XD. Yes, or can you describe the process of how you train to improve from 2200 to international master to grandmaster? Yes, it's a very, very lengthy explanation, by the way. Bishop.
Yeah, so where's the finesse?
No finesse. Just direct play. What, did I mess up?
I thought you were just going to bring the king and show full control bishop. Okay. I almost want to play bishop d4 right now.
Well, no, don't you dare. I'll beat you up. What? Seriously? You wanted to play bishop d4? It's a very, very lengthy answer. And I think it changes for a lot of people. But Bobby Fischer was asked, like, okay, you basically went from 13 to U.S. champion. And, well, what happened? And he said, well, I just got good. Like, I just got good. So he was studying chess, playing, getting better, studying chess. And, you know, like, it was like all of these strings that were all kind of discordant and kind of over. And then suddenly they all wove themselves together. Oh, very nice.
See? You got to give them ways to go around.
She did. Queen is. I was expecting you to play Queen C6.
Now you just made me pissed off. Oh, no.
Oh, but this isn't bad either. Queen.
You've upset me because I don't like to take material, but hanging around you like to grab things.
Right.
And now the one time...
I didn't want you to grab...
Because here you said bishop, and I believe you wanted to take.
I did.
And now you decided...
Queen. Yes. Very nice. So in my particular case, my hardest ceiling was actually 2200 master. I was an expert, and I had this impression that I was really pushing the ceiling. Queen. I was really pushing the ceiling. Don't you dare drop it on E4 or H1. That's slow down. Come on. You play with your prey? That's terrible. It's terrible. You're going to get a bad reputation. I mean, she will be...
I'm pre-moving Queen G2. Nice.
That's pretty
cool. That's pretty cool that I can pre-move.
Yes, you did. You pre-moved mate and won. There was nothing she could do about it. Right. So it's individual. It's individual. Just work hard on your games.